Where are we headed?
Hey guys, welcome to another stream. Just realized that for whatever reason, OBS wasn't picking up the microphone. So this whole time I've been playing, I've been talking, you've heard nothing. That's how it goes sometimes though. So I will say, welcome back to another stream. It's good to have you here. I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. We're back to playing The Outer Worlds. I'm enjoying the game. It's actually making me want to go back and play like Fallout 4 or something, which I have played Fallout 4. I don't think I ever actually completed it though. Now, I remember playing Fallout 3, finishing that one. I remember playing Fallout 4, but maybe halfway through it, perhaps. Let's see. Wait a minute. I finally must disagree with your theories about the Earth Directorate's place in the colonial system. Sadly, as much as I appreciate the board and the new frontier they've opened up for us, I believe Halcyon and all the other colonies in the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Do you think the corporations would accept the mandated inclusion of an Earth minister if they had a choice in the matter? Jefferson. Jefferson, of course I'd never dispute that Earth is the heart of the whole colonial system, but the real adventure and independent spirit upon which humankind truly thrives is to be found out here among the furthest colonies. I still think you're wrong about the history, though. The discovery of the skip drive was not what gave the Earth Directorate power over the corporations. The high cost of the Great War left them in a weakened state, and the skip drive was simply the extra leverage the Directorate needed to return to power. Clement. this... I didn't even realize this was the... Yeah, I saw that. I thought there was like this little house over here that was... Oh, we'll go up here and explore this first before we grab it. Anything over here? Oh, That's two we found here. We're lacking one. Ah. Let's see. A lot of ammo. Let's see. Anything? Collector's letter. I just got the letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater Cannery, effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community center, selling rare memorabilia. But scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want those books moldering in some contraband locker. So I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. Ah. I thought we was going to knock this out pretty fast. Should be getting close to being encumbered. Yep. Do a quick save. Alright, let's see. Oh, way over here. Let's take a quick look in here first. Let's see. 99%, 89.5. $16, 4, 9, 13. Does pretty well with the light machine gun. I mean, like I said, I just don't see the point in having all these at the moment. So what's this at? 64%. Let's repair that. Here we go. $99, 89.5. All right. Yeah, now 100. What weighs the most? 5. I think so far 5 has been, yeah, the heaviest I've seen. I mean, the hunting rifle's 3 pounds. Then you look up here, the big grenade launcher. It's 5 pounds, so 2 pounds more, but it looks like it'll weigh a whole lot more than that, though. Got all these. Alright, let's go see if we can find that book. I just want to take a peek up here. So it's the... Oh, well, it's... Oh. Oh, that little river. I'm sure there's marauders around here somewhere. Let's see. Here we go. Goon.
Don't mess with us.
Here. It's been a bit since we actually got a Sentry Blade. Starting out, that's all we ever got. There's a Sentry Blade this, Sentry Blade that. Had a nice little collection of them. And a light pistol. Let's see, yeah, I don't need that. Or that. I don't know what else can we get rid of over here. Let's see. Sure hope there's nothing in here. What's that? Oh. I have to blow myself up. And of course, it wouldn't be the first time, would it? Ooh, nice. Let's see. Let's save before we open it. You never know.
That was quick.
How's a shovel fit in there? It's like a retractable shovel. No, 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 no.
Royce hit! Down they go!
Oh, crap. Crap, 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 crap. And I was just thinking to myself, watch me run into a freaking primal. What happened? Ran into a primal. What's she doing? Fighting them around? Yeah. Oh no, you don't. I guess you did.
That's the last of them!
Well, she was just going toe to toe with it, wasn't she? Taking her hammer and smack him in the freaking face. Damn. It's just kind of impressive. Damn. Oh, let's see. We got. Yeah, shovel. Spacer's choice. Improvised weapon. It's made for digging in dirt, but you can also swing it in the faces. Okay, so we did get his. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Okay. That would help to go on the front door, wouldn't it?
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
I got your book right here.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French.
Shut your mouth.
It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You didn't want that book to keep others from reading it. You just want it for yourself. You're overreacting a bit, don't you think? That book seems a bit more important than you let on. Yeah, I think yeah.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
At least you still have your mission work here to give you your life a meaningful purpose. Preaching to the yokels anyway. Why do you think the book held the secret you were looking for? This has to be some kind of cosmic retribution. Plague-ridden backwater. What happened to all your crap about leading your flock? Speaking of plague-ridden, well, I should get going. Let's see.
Please, those dolts? Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Home. Could be a beneficial arrangement. You need to ride out of town? I wouldn't mind a ship hand. What's in it for me? I don't think so.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of
it's going to come to
conflict.
that.
Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Oh, look at you. A jack of all trades. Sounds good. Let's go. That's all part of your vicar training. Spiritual canceling? Are you even a real vicar? No, sure, I'm in the market for a hacking, brawling vicar. Maybe some other time. Pronouncing it vicar seems odd to me. Well, that's how they said it, though. So we're going to go with that. Kind of want to go with 3. Spiritual canceling. Are you even real?
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
Yeah, maybe the word vicar just seems odd to my ears because it's one of those words you're not used to hearing every day. At least I'm not. Let's see, I don't think you're being completely honest with me about that book. What's the story? How'd you get assigned to prison duty?
It's the journal of one of the originators of the Philosopher's School of Thought, though it would be more than a century before it was perverted into that belief system. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of that came later. Bokonu had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan.
How'd you get assigned to prison duty?
Most laypeople are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's the long and short of it. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I found myself wanting to laugh at duty. But we won't. We're not childish here. And of course, I said that with a straight face. What do you think?
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery. And to leave this place behind.
Yeah, if they only knew what he thinks about them, though.
Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale. I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart from Emerald Vale, Captain.
Alright, let's see here. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. For this one, yeah, we gotta go to the geothermal plant. So for Thomas, we've already got 2 of those volumes for him. Yeah, so we found the first volume, we found the second volume. Fistful of digits. Let's see, let's go. This one is way over there. Fast travel. Wait, where am I? Here. This way. Oh. Almost ran into that one. What's it? Okay then. Well, that doesn't sound good, does it? Always got to scout out the location. Why? Because I'm a coward. That's why. I want those chests. I'm looking for primals. They said discover what, like a... Oh. Got a primal behemoth. Hunter. And... Oh! What the? Oh! Oh, the shitter's... Oh, the shitter's go underground?
We made it.
Was not expecting the big dudes to travel underground like that. I thought all I did was just sling rocks at you. Took his brain. Just nasty. And we're in encumbered. Hey. Oh, reliable. What is that? It's a heavy weapon. It may be a little slow, but it'll last forever. Get rid of you. Let's see. Any armor? Just the regular stuff here. Let's see. I'll give her that. She uses them better than I do. I'm going to replace that with that though. Keep that one for now. Okay. I guess what, the primals got them? I still like that. Oop. Yeah, we got the high ground up here at least. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's Zoe Chandler there. Vandal. They
hurt. I smell blood.
Here we go. Next one.
Is that it? Check it. Let's see. This is a new one. Yeah, I don't know why I'm hanging on to all this stuff though. Let's see.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Light pistols. Oh, pfft. What kind of crap is that? All right. All these mines. crap. What the? Oh, well. Where were you going? Alright. I mean, look at her. She's just walking around like there's nothing even going on. What the hell? Well, back to that. 105 out of 10. Well, I mean, at least we're finding a lot of ammo. Thought that there would be more in there. Let's see. I can get enough of these assault rifles. So what does the little diamond thing mean? Just higher quality? Because I noticed the sale value was higher than the regular one. Yeah, I know we don't have to loot all of it, but oh, darn it. Really? 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 A flywheel. Joint actuator. Yeah. I think we can use that for anything. Probably just junk.
Easy.
Encumbered. Oh, that one's got that too. 106. Don't need that. I mean, those weigh nothing. Sale value 6.9 though.
I'm ready for this.
Oh, sure, explosion near, that's when she reacts. Ah. I was like, this place looks familiar, and it looks just like the collector's domicile where we found the book at. Well, the letter telling us where the actual book was at, by the river. Same layout and everything. Because it's like the notepad or whatever was like right here. The memo was. Frozen dinner. Shouldn't have it sitting out. Bread noodles. Nope. So you got this one with a little diamond and this one with a little diamond. What is the Dervish Mist? Let's see. Still love that name though. Ollie Ollie toxin free. Also removes earwax. Yeah, there it is. Whirl-T Hurl. So I guess somebody's been using that while they're sitting on the toilet. I mean, it's you know, it's right next to the toilet, so I ain't judging. See? Don't like those. Shame you can't shoot these. It's like a big explosion. No. Yeah, I mean, it's like the exact same building, inside and out. Alright, so let's see if we can talk to her.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You're Zoe. Your people are looking for you. You sound confused or possibly unscrewed? Not for free.
What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you. I need you to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
Oh. Are you a prisoner here? How are you even alive? Why did you leave camp? Oh, something else actually. I'll be back. Let's see. How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
I'm impressed. How'd you pull it off?
may have bartered them a few boxes of
Oh,
Adrenatime,
course.
but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
No. Why'd you leave camp?
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find but a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse? I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them.
Are you a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
That was something else.
I've got all the time in Halcyon.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Sure, persuade. You should go back. People are worried.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
Must have fun. You two were friends. Steph was planning to surprise you with an episode of your favorite serial.
Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of The Masked Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Yay! Big old level 6. Heck yeah. Let's see. Get back here real fast. That'll be another side mission marked off, so yeah.
What is it?
Like Zoe to come back, you grumpy thing.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
Oh, she joined up with the band of Marauders. They hadn't hurt her. Something about wanting to be an outlaw. I'd rather not get into it.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
They always say that. Then, like, 9 out of 10 times, they never do anything for you, though. Whoop. Whoop. Let's see. Okay, there. Check out upgrades. Actually, let's do some repairs first. What was down to like 49.7? There we go. Alright, let's see, tinkered the hunting rifle. Good. Okay, alright. Modify a bit here. We've got both of these here. Got the Mag 2 Zap. Damage type is shock. The extended sight, weapon range plus 25%. Got the Magna Power. Changes damage type to plasma. This one changes to N-Ray. But damage minus 50%. What's that one? The extendo side. We already have one of those equipped. This is what else we have equipped here. The Whisper, Quiet Muzzler, the Fun Times Barrel. I mean, a lot of times in other games, whenever you actually like equip a muzzle, like a silencer or something like that, it also reduces your damage, but I don't see any mention of that though, so. Well, I didn't also actually got the little R4 there. That's the Fun Times Muzzler. Fun Times Barrel. That's the muzzler. Actually, let's do that one. Okay, this one. Magna Power. Zip, 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 zip. Took up the plasma. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Reliable. Okay, so we should have, yeah, we got a perk as well, so. Okay, so I just wanted to get these up to 20 each, which we do. Mainly give them to novice. Like I said, persuade, cower for humans, lie, scramble for auto mechanicals, and intimidate is terrify for creatures. Always got to put a couple of points into this. See, next one is adept at 60. I do like my long guns. Let's see. That. You see, it was the novice one for determination, where the inhaler heals you and your companions, but they only get 30% of the healing effect. But the higher you go, though, like at adept, they get an additional 25% of the inhaler's healing effects. So it'd be what, 55%? Let's see. Then master, they kill the enemy, they gain 50% health. Oh yeah, I was going to get that up, the inspiration up. Because that 20 novice, you can order companions to do special attacks. Let's see, 2 more points. Let's see, that. Here we go. Companion abilities. You can command your companion to use abilities of the enemy you're targeting. So C and V. Companion 1, Companion 2 ability. Now perks. Alright, let's see. Negotiator. TTD meter max. 50% XP from companion kills. Fast travel when encumbered. What about that one? Or that one? It might be okay. It kind of looks like a toilet in a way. Oh, see? Weird. First thing I see when I look at toilet. Oh no. Maintenance, precision, companion crit chance. We go for 5 base armor, but let's go for this one. So we need 2 more perks in this to unlock tier 2. So let's see, we've only completed, look at that, 4 quests. That's crazy. Where are the other? Let's see. Does it show it? Ooh. Let's see. Double geoplanet. Oh, they're all. Okay. Well, I suppose we go after those. Wait. Yeah. Back over. Let's see. Tinker with the armor a bit. Let's see. 2021, 2013, 16, 17. Modify, that's what I look for. Let's see. Oh. Okay, let's see. Increase your melee and defense skills. There we go. Well, I mean, that's what our companion's wearing. She does seem like using that hammer a lot. So. Okay. Well, I mean, she's good with the hammer too, so. Who are we to tell her no? Or this way first. Doc Maybell. Up there. See, how do we get up there? Oh,
Incoming!
what was that? What was that? What? What?
Woohoo! Nice
well.
work!
Well, we took out all the turret. Not sure what their beaks are used for, but we take them anyway. It's a tamed one, so there'd be marauders down there. We were heading this way, though. Okay. Oh. How do they not hear that, though? Looks like you can hear the echo and everything. Thank you. Cobalt exosuit. Yeah, of course, gotta save. Okay, oh, there's the cannon.
Okay, here we go!
Get away! Sheesh.
We did it!
Oh, it's well, okay then. I was kind of expecting. Yeah, okay. So I'm always disappointed when marauders have empty containers. It's like they've been slacking on whatever the heck they do. They're supposed to be out stealing stuff. Alright? It's a leg. Same one? Yep, same one. Oh, get your hat though. This leather-related hat is rain resistant and can be squished for easy storage. Nope. Blade on stick. Okay. So sharp that it can cut some letters out of its own name. Okay, I get you. So sharp so sharp that it cuts some letters out of its own name. So blade, it cut out the E. On stick, it cut out the C. I mean, okay, I mean, let's Sylvain's 148, so we'll hang on to it. What's that? Oh, another fun time. Okay, Birdie Cotton. So that's the closest one. might be right. This one. I think that's that geothermal place, isn't it? I remember these. Now, if it is the right one, there was a lot of those auto mechanical enemies roaming around inside. Well, I don't see any right now, though. Spacer's Choice found a flaw in you. During your adventures, things may happen to your character that can trigger a flaw offer. Taking the flaw is optional, but doing so provides you with a perk. The choice is yours. Acrophobia. After repeatedly falling from great heights, you no longer function well when the ground is far beneath you. Let's see. Effects. Phobic. Dexterity -1, Perception -1, Temperament -1. You know what? Let's take it. Will we regret it? No idea. So let's go with guess that. Yeah, I think it's the place. Yep, yeah, it is. The combat drone. Another one of those. Yes. Geothermal plant. Oh. See you.
Together.
Oh.
Nice hit. We're pretty good at this.
Are you encumbered? Let's see, what else can we get rid of? Let's get rid of that. Not getting rid of that hat. Besides, it only weighs nothing. So. Another save here. Take a look. Oh, there he is.
Here we go. Nice one. Ah! That's the last of them.
Huh, well, all right. So apparently these outlaws aren't very tough. But then again, to be fair, I'm trying to peg them off from a distance, so... Yeah. Encumbered again. Who would have thunk it? just because I got to pick up everything. Okay, that one's got this. So, yeah, see there. Hold on a second. So see, this one sells for 13. This one sells for 25. Yeah, I mean, if you look down there where, like on this one where it says condition, the bottom right, 100%, this one says pristine. Well, I mean, there's certainly no shortage of ammo. You have to appreciate that. Alright, let's see. Will these... Well, he's up there. Ah! One! It's always missing one. Ah, what's the odds of that? Here we go. Birdie Cotton's finger. Not really sure what he's looking for up here. Ah, okay. Maybe keep an eye on that, huh? That's here, our landing site. Alright, next stop will be this one. Then after that, we'll head back to the Constable. Let's see. We're here. Let's just fast travel here. Be lazy. I missed that. This way. Oh. Okay, so we got Goon, Vandal, Mechanic.
Mess with us.
Yeah, I just find it funny. I mean, here's us just hiding in the grass, shooting, and here she is just wading right into it. Not a care in the world.
Clever.
All right, ready? Oh, that's the constable. Over that way. Let's see, what's that? Okay, see what that looks like. Oh, well. So it's got factory stock armor plating. Oh, 120, of course it's 120. Check for enemies. Never like getting jumped. Okay, get rid of that one. I don't know why I'm looking around. I mean, we've already been here anyway. Okay, well, I guess we've already... Yeah, because this is where the one girl that ran away was at. So I guess when we came here earlier, killed all of them, we killed him in the process. Because I think we were over here, and he had like the big... Yeah, well, okay. What armor do we get? This one. I think that's what she's wearing, isn't it? Yep, retrofit it. Need that one. Alright, so let's head back down here. Talk to the constable.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing.
I've never actually...
Something to report?
I'm here to turn in a bounty.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
Well, I've got a lot of them.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
So, they called him Guillaume. Isn't that what they called Biltotreve? The bulldozer? Guillaume?
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint to ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
What's this? Junior Deputy Constable?
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
All right then. Yeah, so many of your people end up marauders.
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
That doesn't really answer my question. Sounds like marauders have been a problem for a while.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
Yeah, I heard one of your workers shot himself. Eugene, I think. Marauders seemed to like Adrena time. There was something else I wanted. Yeah, I heard one of your workers shot himself. Eugene, I think.
Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much Adrena time. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of Adrena time. What's on your mind?
Newton. So we're a junior deputy now. Alright then. Don't think that it will amount to much, but hey, there we go. Can't really, kind of dark. Can't really see it though. At least I can't. Shiny though. Let's see, the bearer of this badge is an officially recognized junior deputy to the Constable of Edgewater. Is authorized by Spacer's Choice. Note, does not grant any privileges or authority whatsoever. So it's all for show. Freaking probably made of plastic too. Those updated. I wonder if any more become available over time.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
Let's see, I was going to... Let's see here. Nope. Yeah, general store. Cantina. Let's go to the big sign.
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl.
Yeah, huh?
You mentioned something earlier I want to talk to
You
you
mean
about.
why I'm not allowed in the store anymore?
Yeah. Seems to be a story there.
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
12? Did you steal from it or something? kind of doubt that. You were a kid. That must have been forever ago. So, will we get thrown out or what?
Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing. And next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero G rolling out the front door and into the road.
I can see how that could upset some people. Juggle. You picked the lock on the vending machine? Okay, I've heard enough.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages.
Oh, that sucks.
Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
He got his eyes on us.
I hate you, vending machine.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
The vending machine thing, that was ages ago, dude. She'll be on her best behavior, won't you? I'll take responsibility for her.
See that you do. I got a business to run. Edgewater ain't gonna provision itself, you know.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
What? People hold grudges, don't they?
Music to my ears.
Okay, so here we get an 18% discount. Let's see, we're going to sell. So this. So when do you get 2 companions? I mean, I know the vicar is going to be back on the ship. So, I mean, does he become like another companion then? Because he says he can help out in a fight, so I'm assuming so. And then when we did do that quest for him, it did say companion quest. So, I guess that's a silly question on my part. Sell junk. I wish I had a decent amount of junk here. Alright, let's... Wait a minute. I was curious to see if the badge was in the junk. I don't see it though. Nice. Okay, so at least these don't weigh anything. Oh, like, that's weird though. It's really weird. I mean, you look at the parts. I mean, they're components to fix armor and weapons, and they don't weigh anything. But then you go over here to mods. Mods actually weigh like half. So, it just seems really odd. What about this stuff? Yeah, this stuff weighs, let's see, okay. Hold on. Harmful stats effect duration minus 50%. Lasts 15 seconds. Armor rating plus 10, that lasts 15 seconds. That lasts 2 minutes. Yeah, it looks like all the ones that have the whole plus 200% natural health regeneration, it's like they all last 2 minutes. The TV dinners actually crack me up though, because most of the time when you find them, they're just like sitting there on the countertop, even though they're frozen dinners. I know, it's just a game, but still. Base health plus 25%, 2 minutes. What's that? Don't need that one. Dervish miss, movement speed, weapon attack speed, 15 seconds. Shoot in your snoot. We do like aiming for those heads, don't we? Salt tuna. Arr. The whole 0G brew. Spacer's Chaw. Algae lure. Let's see, pip pills. 2-hour energy brew. Drip teas. A bunch of nanners. Mock apple. Fast ration, bread. Okay. What can we buy? I need to start checking vendors for those. What's that? Mining helmet. Put some little wings on it. You got the old flash helmet. Or it'd be better if it's like, you know, actual like silver, little wings on it. I guess we'll buy these as well. What we at? 49. Let's see. So that, yeah, that. I don't know. I think a lot of the weight might have been coming from all the junk. It's kind of what it looked like anyway. Let's see. We need more. Let's go check those vending machines.
Something got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want.
Oh, we're right here somewhere. Okay, let's see. Well, I mean, it does have them, but now. Let's see here. Yeah, so we have to go to the geothermal plant now. Awfully close there. Let's see. I'm not sure these things. I'll probably regret asking, do they attack or not?
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Let's find out, shall we? Go.
Sister
There they
Kid.
come! Everyone all right?
Okay, I guess that's a yes. Answer that question. Melted that thing down to ashes. Look at that. Oh. Here we go. Come on now. Come on. There it is. Standard troop armor. Something in lockers. Oh, alright. Let's see here. I got this one. That is a hack +7. Alrighty then. Recent logs. Error. Security logs inaccessible. And keep on Spacer's Choice Company policy, all security logs have been terminated in the event of a major emergency, catastrophic event, or security breach. Attention, scheduled security updates at the Spacer's Choice facility are critically overdue. Your last scheduled security update occurred on error, date not found. If you're a member of the Spacer's Choice security detail assigned to this location, please turn in your identification for immediate reprimand. Failure to do so may result in an immediate reprimand. Okay. So, turn in your identification for immediate reprimand, otherwise, it may result in an immediate reprimand. There we go. I was hoping there was going to be like a an option to disable like the drones and things like that, but nope, didn't see it. There was a lot of them. See?
Nice one!
Searching for unauthorized persons.
Oh.
Let's go!
Oh. You running off? Damn, girl.
Everyone all right?
I know there was more than that here. Okay, so fence is down. I think if you shot these two, it might disable them. Anything? Nope.
Okay, keep him quiet.
Yeah, keep it quiet, says the girl that keeps running right into the middle of all the enemies, hitting them with a hammer.
Panic sweeping.
Wow, great work!
Beginning security.
Down they go!
Okay. We're gonna just do a sweep of the area. Where's the vending machine? Oh, there it is. Yep. A lot of good looting. A lot of good looting going on. Right then. Okay. I think it was the same spot then. Let's see. Don't need that one. Let's see. Like I said, most of that weight from last time had to be coming from the junk.
Where are we headed?
Check our durability. So I guess companion armor weapons don't lose any sort of durability. Everything on her is still 100%.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Broken dusty.
Here we go!
Oh. I kind of wish you would just climb right up the ladder instead of having to press the E button. Am I playing a game? Shame you can't read the files. Let's see what we got here. See, from Spacer's Choice to J. Braden. Subject, get together. Ms. Braden, this letter serves as an informal notification of our company's displeasure toward your management of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. For reasons related to exceeding your staff budget in your latest quarterly report, please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additionally, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand at your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in an official reprimand. Wait. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in an official reprimand. Alright. The Spacer's Choice family would like to collectively remind you that working for Spacer's Choice is not a right, but a privilege. To Spacer's Choice, to the esteemed members of the Emerald Vale Development and Oversight Committee. I hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and output quotas, particularly our agriculture, fishing, canning departments, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable, the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-efficient power to the entire region. This one. Bathroom.
You're fast.
That's the exit. I'll go there yet. Okay, see the door over there. Right there. There you go. Okay, so we came this way. Or no. Yep, no, yep, yep. Sealed. A hatchet. Hey, Geothermal Security Chief's key card. The Stimulotion. Oh, well, I wasn't really thinking about that quest. See, Personal logs S. Tanaka, Chief of Security. Chester Higgins again, that wholehead. Found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals. So I had to round him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple of days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it. Should be in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. It doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up chief of security with no staff, just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. The company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an auto mechanical never will. Well, of course they will. I don't know, doesn't sit right with me. But the company's never been run before, I suppose. Worse has happened. Mechanical's going crazy. Locked myself down here, just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. We'll delete this entry if I ever return. But the entry's here, so... See, greetings, Security Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message initiated by Spacer's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. A security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations and engendered by security lockdowns. Fight back against anxiety with an ice-cold bottle of Zero-G brew. G. Even advertising their stuff and things like this. Let's see. Ice-cold bottle of Zero-G brew. Zero-G brew! And hell, it's good for what ails you. Warning, this facility is in a state of lockdown. Alternate passcode required. Passcode, Spacer Thompson. Okay, so I mean, we'll come back here after we've looked around just a little bit more. Whole lot of ammo. I had to borrow your copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Rail's been sputtering. I need the reference. I'll return a copy to the repair bay. Okay, so this would be like the last book for that engineer. Should be anyway. Chaos everywhere, mechanicals gone haywire, gunfire here and some screams. Oh law, I think that was someone's leg. Yeah, we've seen plenty of dismembered legs so far. I'd like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquency fee from my pay. Thank you. Proud to be a member of Spacer's Choice family. Let's check that out. Okay, first this one. Say, Eternal Log in the Plant Security Office mentioned that the logic unit has been locked in a storage room across the hall. You'll need to find the key card to the room unless you can pick your way in. Perhaps the security chief had it on him. A log on the receptionist desk at the geothermal plant mentioned that there might be a volume of A Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineer in the plant's repair bay. Okay, so we got these 2 side quests in this location, along with this main one we're doing. So it's all good. Okay. Oh, well, there might be something else over here. Nope. Well, let's see. Well, let's not do this just yet. Let's do a quick save though. That way. Nope. Those little things freak me out. They'll be so quiet, and then you'll hear them, and
Oh,
hello.
I'm ready for this. Don't mess with us.
Thank you. There. Okay. Where all this goes, let's see.
Processing. Performing an area scan.
That door doesn't go anywhere. Didn't even see that one.
Here we go. That's smart. Got him. Woo! We made it.
That is no idea. Let's see. More More things to loot. Oh. There we go. Ooh.
You're not real. You're not real.
I guess we're not real. Chester's passcode. Take a look at that in a second. Let's see. Riot control armor. That's only 4 armor. Seems awfully low for that. All right then. Okay, so we came in this way. Jeremy. Oh. Hastily written. No. Borrowed a copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3. I need something to read down in the pit. Much obliged. C. Higgins. Let's see. This one. According to a note you found in the repair bay, there's a copy of the manual down in a place called The Pit. Let's see, corporate just sent a team of technicians to conduct a complete refit of all of our mechanicals. Every Sentry and drone, it's not my place to say so, but doesn't this run contracted to the Spacer's Choice mission of being as cheap as possible? Just in case I'm audited, I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be a part of the Spacer's Choice family. Spacer's Choice is the leading brand of affordable sundry across Halcyon. It's not the best choice, it's the Spacer's Choice. Just finished a routine maintenance on our mechanical sentries. I found some strange modifications to our logic modules. I haven't had time to run diagnostics, so I don't know what's been modified. All I know is that these modifications were introduced in a recent refit. Company went through the trouble of refitting every single mechanical in the plant not long ago, guessing this was the work of those visiting technicians. I filed a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it, said the company knew what it was doing, ordered me to forget about any alleged modifications to the logic modules, decided to do a bit of sleuthing on my own. Got my hands on a logic module, time to do a little experimentation.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the Spacer's Choice.
Jeremy, this is odd. Why aren't you attacking me? You made it out of that junkyard. Oh, that was the little robot we found earlier in the game when we first started doing the which one? When we first started doing the one quest. The guy wanted us to go and take care of a auto mechanical. I guess he thought it was like a spy or something. All it was trying to do is find its way back to the repair bay, though. But its navigational system was a bit messed up, so our companion fixed it. I mean, we could have fixed it ourselves, we just didn't have the engineering skill for it, though.
All systems fully operational. Return journey successfully completed. Spacer's Choice would like to thank you for complying with your duties. Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Let me get this straight. You want to help me destroy other mechanicals? Maybe another time.
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Confirmation granted. I like the sound of that. Go shoot stuff. With my blessing. Oh, wait a minute, we've been here. Yeah. Let's see, let us go. I don't know what that does, though. Want to touch it. Whoa. That's a quick save.
No, just leave me alone. Get away! Go away, Phantom!
Let's see,
You're not real. You're not real.
where is he? Here? Ah.
Get away!
It's at the bottom, maybe.
Go away, Phantom! No, just leave me alone.
Oh, there he is.
No, just leave me alone.
Hey. Ah, so that was the last one then. For this one. Take that.
No, just leave me alone.
Alright.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram.
Shoo, get away! Now, if we had sneak 30 hits, I wasn't trying to startle you. Most people don't see me coming. Calm down, I'm not trying to hurt you. Great, another lunatic.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining me. Slow down, tell me what's going on. You're eating sprats? I think it's like those little green things roaming around.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Well, back away slowly. I'll just be on my way. What is it you do here? How long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
Yeah, on the side note, that name cracks me up the way it's pronounced, Sisty Pig. I don't know why, just Sisty Pig. You were an engineer? How have you been surviving all this time? What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And you weren't killed? It's horrible. How could this have happened? It's so odd saying you weren't killed.
You mean why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it.
Oh,
I was on
sure.
cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
You mentioned being an engineer. You been down here this whole time? How did you not starve? Sprats.
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
A couple of months, huh? So, you ate sprats.
Braised. Boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
You said you were an engineer. What'd you work on?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
If you worked on these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop them. Right, was that before or after you became a Sisty Pig Tycoon? Have you been living down here?
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the Mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Not prodding irons. See, intimidate. You can help me and I won't feed you to the sprats. Your call. I mean, he eats them, they can eat him, you know. Persuade. I can deal with mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
See, engineering. Mechanicals follow the behavior of their logic module. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Any idea where I can find a logic module?
Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Ah.
The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of... Well, yes, for the uninitiated palate. A true gourmand appreciates the Sprat's complex melange of flavors. Braised, boiled, charred.
Yes, the Sprat's melange of flavor.
I was on...
Okay, let's
Jimmy...
get out of there. Come on. There we go. Nope. Gotta be on personal space there. That's a nice little touch on the eyes. You see the blood vessels. Oh.
You think you're tough, waving that thing around?
Man, not as tough as a guy eating Sprats. Alright guys, we're going to call it there for tonight. I think we've made some decent progress. Finished a few side quests, did a little bit of exploring. We're in the geothermal plant. We found the other book for the engineer. We also, well, that module's somewhere in here, so we can get that too. So let's see, we'll pick up here again tomorrow night. Do some more exploring, some more shooting, the usual. Having pretty much good fun with this game. Alright guys, well, thank you for stopping by. As always, I do appreciate it. So until tomorrow night, I hope you have a good rest of your night or day, depending on where you're at.